Welcome back to the Shigeaki Podcast, the place where science meets longevity and small habits make a big difference after 60. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and I'm here with my dear friend and co-host, the legendary Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. Today's episode is about something surprising. You may think you're eating healthy. Maybe you start every day with a warm bowl of oatmeal, skip the bacon, go light on sugar. But what if I told you that even the good meals can fall short if they're missing just one key ingredient? Let me tell you about one of my patients, Arthur, 68 years old. Every morning, oatmeal with fruit, very clean. He avoids saturated fat, doesn't smoke, and walks every day. But when we ran his labs, we found elevated markers of arterial plaque, signs of atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries. How could this happen? The truth is, oatmeal is a great choice, but only when you pair it with the right nutrients. Without the right combination, even the best foods may not fully deliver the healing power we expect. That's exactly what we're talking about today. One simple, inexpensive ingredient that can transform your oatmeal into an artery cleansing powerhouse.
Yes, Mark, and I've seen this same pattern again and again, especially in people over 60. The arteries begin to harden silently. No pain, no symptoms, until one day the damage is done. People think oatmeal is enough, but healthy aging isn't about single foods. It's about synergy. The way foods interact, and sometimes what you add to a meal, makes all the difference. Today we'll reveal one common ingredient, very easy to find at any grocery store in America, that when added to oatmeal in the morning, can help clear cholesterol from the blood, lower inflammation, and support long-term heart health.
It's a small addition, but when used consistently, it may help reduce the risk of heart attack, strokes, and even cognitive decline, all by keeping your blood vessels soft, open, and flexible. So, stay with us, because today's episode is all about turning your everyday oatmeal into your daily dose of cardiovascular medicine. And of course, if you find this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who starts their day with oatmeal too. You might just help them protect their heart.
When we talk about heart disease, most people think of dramatic events, chest pain, a sudden stroke, or a heart attack out of nowhere. But what many don't realize is that these events are usually the final chapter of a story that has been unfolding quietly for years. And that story begins with atherosclerosis, the slow buildup of plaque in your arteries. Plaque is a mixture of cholesterol, calcium deposits, and even fragments of dead cells. Over time, this mixture sticks to the walls of your blood vessels, narrowing the passageway where blood flows. It's like minerals building up inside an old water pipe. Eventually, the pressure rises and the flow is restricted. In the human body, that restriction leads to high blood pressure, reduced oxygen to your organs, and increased strain on the heart. And here's the part that shocks most people after age 60. This process accelerates. Your body becomes less efficient at clearing cholesterol. Your blood vessels stiffen and inflammation rises. That's why older adults face a much higher risk of stroke, heart attack, and circulation problems. In the United States, nearly 80% of adults over 60 show measurable signs of arterial plaque, even if they feel perfectly healthy.
The danger is in its silence. You can walk, eat well, feel energetic, and still have plaque building quietly inside your arteries. That's why prevention becomes essential long before symptoms appear. And this is where food choices become critical. Many doctors, including us, recommend oatmeal because it contains beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber proven to lower LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol closely linked to plaque formation. Eating oatmeal regularly can absolutely help reduce risk.
But the catch here is that oatmeal alone is not enough to break down existing plaque. It's like sweeping your kitchen floor without using any cleaning solution. You remove the loose dust, but you don't scrub away the sticky stains. That's the mistake many seniors make. They eat oatmeal every morning thinking it's the perfect heart-healthy breakfast, but they forget the key nutrient needed to actually lift and dislodge plaque from the arterial walls. Without that additional ingredient, you get some benefit, but not the strong protective effect your arteries truly need.
And that's why today's episode matters. because with just one simple addition to your morning oatmeal, you can help your body fight inflammation, dissolve plaque buildup, and support smoother, healthier blood flow all through your everyday breakfast. Stay with us as we reveal the ingredient that turns ordinary oatmeal into a powerful artery clearing tool.
Let's get to the star of today's episode, the simple yet extraordinary ingredient that can supercharge your oatmeal and help clear out your arteries, named ground flaxseed. Now, you might be thinking, flaxseed, isn't that just fiber? Well, yes and no. Ground flaxseed is rich in soluble fiber, that's true. But when we look deeper, this tiny seed behaves like a medicinal food inside the body. It doesn't just help you go to the bathroom or regulate blood sugar. When used consistently, it becomes a vascular detoxifier, a food that actively supports artery health from the inside out.
Exactly. What makes ground flaxseed truly powerful is the combination of three critical compounds working in harmony. First, the soluble fiber in flaxseed acts like a sponge in your digestive system. It binds to LDL cholesterol, the harmful kind, and escorts it out of the body before it can enter the bloodstream and stick to your arterial walls. Over time, this alone can lead to a noticeable reduction in cholesterol levels. Second, flaxseed is the richest food source of lignin, a natural compound classified as a phytoestrogen. But don't be misled by the term lignins aren't hormones. Instead, they have powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, particularly inside blood vessels. They help calm down the low-grade inflammation that's often responsible for triggering plaque formation in the first place. And third, flaxseed provides a plant-based form of omega-3 fat called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. This compound reduces platelet aggregation. In simpler terms, it makes your blood less sticky. That means fewer clots, better circulation, and less risk of a blockage. So, let's pause here and highlight that again. With flaxseed, you're getting a triple action formula. It lowers LDL cholesterol, fights artery inflammation, and keeps your blood flowing smoothly.
Now let's talk science. There's a landmark clinical trial published in the journal Hypertension in 2013. In that study, older adults with high blood pressure were asked to consume 30 grams of ground flaxseed per day, which is just about 2 tablespoons for 6 months. The results were remarkable. The group that consumed flaxseed saw an average 15% reduction in systolic blood pressure. That is the top number, the one that really matters as we age. But what caught researchers' attention was the improvement in endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your blood vessels, which plays a crucial role in regulating blood flow and preventing clots. More importantly, in people who already had early signs of atherosclerosis, mild arterial plaque imaging studies showed regression of some of the buildup, not just stopping it, but actually reversing it in certain cases.
And that's not just theory. In our experience with older patients, especially those over 65, adding ground flaxseed to their morning oats has delivered real visible results. Within just 2 to 3 weeks, many reported less morning stiffness, improved energy, and better blood pressure readings. Lab results showed reductions in inflammation markers like CRP, C-reactive protein, and improved cholesterol panels. And they didn't have to take more pills, go on extreme diets, or make dramatic changes. Just one small change to breakfast. So, how do you actually do this?
It's simple. You take 1 to 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed and stir it into your oatmeal after it's cooked. If you prefer overnight oats, mix them in with your oats and let them soak overnight in the fridge. It blends easily, has a mild, nutty flavor, and doesn't require cooking. And one small tip is always use ground flaxseed, not whole. Whole flax seeds often pass through your digestive system. Undigested meaning you miss out on all those incredible nutrients. You can buy it pre-ground or grind it yourself at home using a coffee grinder.
We always say that small hinges swing big doors, and ground flaxseed is one of those small hinges. It's affordable, accessible in every grocery store, and fits naturally into what many seniors already eat: a warm bowl of oatmeal in the morning. So, don't underestimate it. This little seed holds the power to reduce your risk of stroke, heart attack, and arterial aging starting right from your kitchen table. And in the next part, we'll show you how to use flaxseed safely, especially if you're on medications managing blood pressure or balancing other health goals. Stay tuned.
Now, let's get practical. We've seen how powerful flaxseed can be for your arteries, but now it's time to talk about how to use it properly. Because believe it or not, many people use flaxseed the wrong way and end up missing out on most of its benefits. Here's the key. Always use ground flaxseed, never whole. Whole flax seeds are incredibly hard for your body to break down. They pass through your digestive system mostly intact, which means you don't absorb the omega-3 fats, the fiber, or the lignans we talked about earlier. So if you're adding whole seeds into your oatmeal, you're basically just adding texture, not nutrition. Instead, choose ground flaxseed, sometimes labeled as milled or cold milled flaxseed, or grind it yourself at home with a coffee grinder. Just 1 to 2 teaspoons every morning is all it takes to start supporting your cardiovascular system. That's about 5 to 10 grams a day, which is well within the effective range shown in research for lowering inflammation and improving lipid profiles. One more tip is don't cook it with your oats. Add the flaxseed after cooking when the oatmeal is warm but not boiling. This helps preserve the delicate fats and antioxidant compounds in the seed that can be damaged by high heat.
And to really amplify the heart benefits of your breakfast, consider a few smart additions. Start by adding half a banana or half an apple diced into small pieces. These fruits contain natural polyphenols, compounds that protect your blood vessels and help your gut microbiome flourish. The mild sweetness from the fruit also balances the nutty flavor of flaxseed beautifully. Then, sprinkle a little cinnamon, not just for taste, but because cinnamon has been shown to help stabilize blood sugar levels after meals. That's especially important for people over 60, because erratic blood sugar can increase oxidative stress and indirectly raise cortisol and blood pressure. Now here's something a lot of people don't know, that is skip the cow's milk. While it's a common pairing with oats, dairy can be pro-inflammatory for some individuals, particularly those with low-grade lactose intolerance or a sensitive gut lining. If you feel bloated or sluggish after dairy, switch to a non-dairy option, like almond milk, or simply use warm water to cook the oats. You'll keep the dish anti-inflammatory and heart-friendly.
Let me give you one of my favorite vascular cleansing breakfast recipes using everything we've just discussed. Start with half a cup of rolled oats and cook them in water or unsweetened almond milk until soft. After turning off the heat, stir in 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed. Then add half an apple chopped into small cubes and a sprinkle of cinnamon. For an extra dose of heart-healthy fats, throw in a teaspoon of chopped walnuts. Mix it all and you've got a breakfast that's warm, nourishing, and designed to protect your arteries. This bowl is not only rich in beta-glucan from oats and soluble fiber from flaxseed, but also provides ALA, omega-3s, polyphenols, and antioxidants, all working synergistically to reduce inflammation and support endothelial function. It's filling without being heavy, energizing without spiking blood sugar, and most importantly, it fits seamlessly into your morning routine.
That's the beauty of it. We're not asking people to overhaul their entire diet or take 10 new supplements. We're talking about a gentle but powerful shift, taking something you may already eat like oatmeal and making it truly medicinal with just 1 or 2 smart additions. This kind of simple strategy is especially important as we age. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to inflammation, oxidative damage, and blood sugar swings. A breakfast like this acts almost like a morning reset, keeping your cardiovascular system calm, steady, and supported for the rest of the day.
And the consistency matters. Eating this once a month won't do much, but making it a daily habit 5 or 6 times a week builds up over time. It lowers your chronic inflammation, gently improves blood pressure, and supports healthy cholesterol without harsh interventions.
It's the idea of food as medicine, not just a catchy phrase, but a real evidence-based approach. So, tomorrow morning, before you reach for that box of sugary cereal or the plain toast and jam. Remember this episode. A simple bowl of oatmeal with ground flaxseed could be one of the best health investments you make all day. Up next, we'll dive into how to track your progress and how this breakfast habit can support not just your heart, but your brain memory and mood as well. Stay with us.
All right, adding ground flaxseed to your oatmeal is a powerful start, but to really unlock its full cardiovascular potential, we need to think beyond just the ingredient. The way your body responds to flaxseed, especially its fiber and omega-3 content, depends on a few simple lifestyle habits. One of the most overlooked: hydration. Here's the thing. Flaxseed is extremely rich in soluble and insoluble fiber. That's why it's so effective at binding to cholesterol and carrying it out of your system. But without enough water, this fiber can't do its job properly. Instead of forming a gel-like substance that traps bad fats and toxins, the flax may just sit in your gut, possibly even causing bloating or discomfort. So the rule is simple. Drink a full glass of water, at least 200 to 250 milliliters with or right after your flax-infused oatmeal, and stay hydrated throughout the day. It doesn't mean chugging gallons, but aim for 6 to 8 cups of water daily, unless otherwise advised by your doctor. You're not just feeding your body, you're flushing it gently and effectively. And if you want to boost circulation even more, get your blood moving with light activity after breakfast. This doesn't have to be a workout. A 10 to 15-minute walk, a few gentle stretches, or simply doing your chores around the house while standing and breathing deeply, all of these can improve blood flow, which helps your body deliver nutrients where they're needed and carry away the trash like oxidized cholesterol.
And Shigeaki, I want to emphasize one key principle that often gets forgotten is consistency. Just like brushing your teeth once won't prevent cavities. Eating flaxseed for 1 or 2 days won't clean your arteries. You need to stick with it for at least 4 weeks to start feeling and seeing real changes, and ideally longer. In clinical studies, significant improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol, and inflammation markers were observed after daily use for 30 to 90 days. That's because the fiber and omega-3s from flaxseed work gradually. They reduce the stickiness of your blood, calm inflammation, and strengthen the lining of your arteries, but it takes time. So make flaxseed a ritual, just like your morning coffee or brushing your hair. Make it part of your identity, not a chore, but a gift you give your heart every day. But we also need to mention a small but important warning. If you're currently taking blood thinners like warfarin aspirin or clopidogrel, or if you have a thyroid condition, especially hypothyroidism, please talk to your doctor before adding flaxseed to your routine. Why flaxseed can mildly affect blood clotting and hormone metabolism due to its natural lignans and mild estrogen-like properties. It's usually not a problem at all, especially at the doses we're recommending, but safety always comes first. A quick chat with your doctor ensures you're optimizing your health without creating any conflict with medications.
And if you're someone who enjoys variety, or maybe you've been eating flaxseed for a while and want to switch it up without losing the benefits, here's a little trick: rotate with chia seeds once or twice a week. Now, we know flax and chia are both rich in omega-3 and fiber, but they each bring slightly different compounds to the table. Chia seeds, for example, form a thicker gel in your stomach, which can help with satiety and blood sugar control. They're also higher in calcium and have a neutral taste. By alternating flax and chia, say flax 5 days a week and chia 2 days, you give your gut microbiome a wider range of prebiotics and nutrients. It keeps things interesting for your taste buds and your cells alike.
That's a beautiful way to honor both science and enjoyment. Because, let's be honest, food isn't just fuel, it's also culture, pleasure, and habit. And when we can bring together delicious and functional, we've got a true win-win. Flaxseed isn't magic in isolation, but when paired with hydration, gentle movement, and daily consistency, it becomes one of the most powerful allies for aging arteries. Think of it as your natural cleaning crew, quietly going to work each day to keep your blood flowing, your brain sharp, and your heart strong.
So tomorrow morning, when you stir that little golden spoonful into your oatmeal, remember you're not just making breakfast. You're choosing vitality, longevity, and independence. And all it takes is one step, one habit, one seed done well. Let's keep going. In the next section, we'll wrap up with a summary and share how to turn this into a lasting, joyful lifestyle shift. Stay with us.